What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back, and we are going to be doing something we haven't done in a while. We are going to be doing a Arrow Theory review. We normally have done this on the channel a few times, and you guys seem to like it. It seems done pretty well, so I'm going to go ahead and do something that I normally did. Now, if you guys are not already following me on Twitter and Instagram, go ahead and do that, because that is where, I am coming up with ideas. I'm asking you guys, so go ahead and give me a follow if you can, or if you want to. My link's down in the description below. But without further ado, we're going to get into the discussion. Now, the discussion is, uh, who would want to see Oliver Queen return as old Green Arrow? Now, I'd like to see Stephen Amell return for Green Arrow, for anything Green Arrow, anything associated with Green Arrow, obviously. But I'd like to see him be in the future or something with the future as an older version of Green Arrow. Possibly not the one we saw in the Legends episode, which that was cool. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to see something like that, but I want to see something where it is similar but different or the same. I mean, either way, I think it was. I think it's going to be awesome no matter what, because being able to see Oliver return because of the city being in chaos, not just with Mia, William, and of course with Wild Dog's daughter, as well as with Bronze Tiger's son. These guys, they're all warriors in their own, but they're not high class. They're not Oliver. They're not Laurel. They're not Diggle. They're not Felicity. They're not, all the. It's basically passing on the torch, and I fully understand that. But as of right now, is it doing the show justice right now? Not really, because honestly, the best character out of all of them, in my current opinion, is Mia, and she is, again, if you guys have not missed my video, I did state that she was the true heir of from passing the Green Arrow torch, and also the true heir of the Queen line. Now, if you guys missed that, it is on my playlist if you guys want to go check that out. Honestly, I like to see Oliver return for a few reasons. One, to teach them, because honestly, if you look at Zoe, who is Wild Dog's daughter, she was taught by her father and also by the Canaries, which, who's the leader of the Canaries? Who trained the leader of the Canaries? Oliver. So I don't see the problem. Same thing with Bronze Tiger's son. Diggle trained him as well as his dad, but at the same time, you can already guess, yeah, Diggle trained with Oliver several times, learned a lot of different things that Oliver knew. Same thing with Diggle. So they trained together. Obviously, there's a little bit of that, so he could use more training. Same thing with Mia. Mia was trained by Nisa. Probably one of the highest ones in there, but here's the thing, Oliver was trained by Nisa, by Ra's al Ghul, by Talia al Ghul, by Yao Fei, by man, he was taught by all three Al Ghuls, and he was taught by Yao Fei. He was taught by Slade. He was taught by pretty much almost everybody. So Oliver is pretty much the best teacher he can have with everything. Now he can probably teach William with something with fighting, since William does need to fight, in my opinion, because he is now the Felicity of that era, because he's the one with the tech gear. That's perfectly fine, but he needs to learn how to fight, and I'm like, really, it just makes the character look weak, and that's how I first saw Felicity. But Felicity wasn't that bad at very first, but then she got to be better. But all these characters have a long way to go, and honestly, I would love to see Oliver return. Not really. I mean, I'd love to see him fight, yeah, but I'd also like to see be that mentor of sorts that they would go to for, okay, for this, that, or the other, and also just try to be there for them, try to encourage them, try to give them different analysis of what possibly to do, and still not be the leader of the group, but try to be just the mentor of the group that they go to. And if shit really goes down, then of course he's going to show up, just like we saw with in 2046 when the Legends needed him, as well as Connor Hawk. And then that's the same thing that I think that needs to happen. So honestly, I firmly believe that does need to happen with the show. They're going to be doing Arrow and the Canaries, which I firmly believe they will, because it's already been stated that there's going to be a spinoff of Arrow. Don't know how long that's going to be in works. Don't know how long that's going to be saying that they're going to do it. It all just varies on time, writers, as well as how good it does with the fan base, as well as for critics and also with making money. So honestly, I firmly believe if you're gonna have a spinoff of a show, you need to have another either one of the stars from that previous show be on that show, or something other than. And this has happened before. Like, they've tried doing it with Supernatural. They've tried doing it with they did it with Vampire Diaries, and then they moved on to originals, which has been very successful. Then they tried doing it again with Legacies and so on and so forth. But they need to do this with Arrow, and they've done that with different spinoff shows. They've done it with Flash. They've done it with Legends. They've done it with Supergirl. They've done it with Black Lightning now, and they've done it with Batwoman, which it can be done. But at the same time, Arrow has been on for now 8 years. And Arrow has had a long, good season. There's been bad seasons, but at the same time, I firmly believe that there needs to be some type of give and take with Oliver returning if Stephen Amell wants to, and if he has the time, and if they write it incorrectly. For possibly here and there, because we don't know exactly how it's going to end with season 8 as with the Monitor, because honestly I got my own opinion about that, which I'm going to possibly put in another video. But for the fact of it being, what I'd like to see Oliver return as Green Arrow in the future to not just mentor his kids, but also mentor a few others. Yes, I'd like to see that. I'd love to see him and Felicity return somehow, and just, even Felicity was there, but I also would like to see Oliver return as old Green Arrow and kick some ass in the process, as well as mentor. So that's just me. I mean, they could write it in however they want to, as long as it's good. That's just my personal opinion. Guys, let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. This is just a random thought I had literally just now with me recording this. I posted it on my Twitter, who wants to see this again. And honestly, I think it's a great idea for them to bring it back with old Green Arrow, because when they first did Green Arrow, I thought it was absolutely amazing. And at the same time, I can't wait for them to actually do something with the character and actually have him in the future with his kids, as well as also the future generations of heroes. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Agree, disagree. What are your thoughts about that? Do you agree? If so, let me know why. If not, let me know why. If you're new to the channel, consider about subscribing. Link down just below. Hope you guys are enjoying your day, and I'll see you guys in the very next one.